Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel GMB Today. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. ITV The Chase's Darragh Ennis, who is known as the Menace, shared a baffling quiz question on social media that is supposed to be simple, but 95% of people can't get the answer right. You'll need to be among the top 5% of brains in order to nail this quiz question set by The Chase's Darragh Ennis. If you're a fan of kicking back with some afternoon quizzing, there's a good chance you've tuned in to The Chase, where hopeful contestants tackle tough questions to outrun the chasers. These chasers are professional brainiacs, the very best of UK quiz whizzes, and they regularly prove it by thwarting teams on the show. Darragh Ennis, known as the Menace on the ITV quiz show, not only stumps contestants on the telly, but also delights followers with brain teasers and intriguing facts online. One of his latest TikTok teasers has sent viewers into a tizzy, revealing that a staggering 95% can't crack it. In his video, Darragh states, "Do you want to know a really easy-sounding quiz question almost everybody will get wrong? Seriously, about 95% of people will get this wrong, and it sounds so simple." He then poses his simple task: name a berry. You might think this is easy, and many would believe it would be practically a freebie point at your local pub quiz. But hold your horses before blurting out an answer, since there's a twist. People typically blurt out strawberry or perhaps raspberry as the answer to this seemingly simple question. But here's the catch. As Darragh points out, these aren't actually berries. So if you guessed either, you've just joined the whopping majority who fluffed the answer. He clarified, if you said strawberry, blackberry, or raspberry, you're wrong. They are not technically berries. Berries are a very specific type of fruit. They have to come from a single ovary of a single flower and have no stones for seeds. So if you said peach, plum, or cherry, they're not berries either. But what are berries, and this is the bit that is absolutely bonkers, are things like bananas, aubergines, and watermelons. Some fruits, such as cranberries and blueberries, are right to call themselves berries. In an odd twist, avocados also make the cut as berries, despite their seemingly stony center, due to their thin, fleshy layer around the seed. Darragh couldn't resist throwing in a pun towards the end of his video, giving a nod to comedian Matt Berry. If you said Matt Berry, then you're the most devious quizzer in New York City. You can take 2 extra bonus points. The reaction to his revelation was mixed among viewers. Some were caught off guard, having guessed strawberry, while others boasted that it was common knowledge, easily naming an actual berry. One viewer confidently responded, "Banana, because it's got seeds inside. Strawberries are drupes because their seeds are outside. Peaches are stone fruit, not berries. You'd have to get up pretty early in the morning to stump me with that one, Darragh." A fellow commenter added, "No such thing as a universally easy question. It's easy if you know it, and it's not if you don't." Picture this. You're sat at home, your cup of tea steaming gently on the table beside you, when suddenly the Chase throws out one of those questions, the kind that makes you lean forward, squint at the telly, and mutter, "Oh, I know this," or "Do I?" Well, Darragh Ennis, one of the most formidable chasers on the show, recently shared a quiz question so tricky that apparently only 5% of people can get it right. And today, we're diving into that brain teaser, its fascinating background, and why it reminds us of something far bigger than just a game. Now, before we even get to the question itself, let's talk about Darragh. Nicknamed the Menace, he's the chaser with the calm smile and razor-sharp mind. What sets him apart is not just his intellect, but his ability to make knowledge feel alive. You can tell he loves the chase, not just the winning, but the pursuit of truth and curiosity. When he drops a question that stumps even the brightest, it isn't about showing off, it's about igniting that spark in the rest of us to think just a little deeper. And when he shared this particular puzzler, the response was overwhelming. Millions wanted to try, and almost all were caught out. So, what is this notorious question? Here it is. Which of the following creatures existed at the same time as the T-Rex Rex? A. The Stegosaurus, B. The woolly mammoth, or C. The velociraptor? Now, it sounds straightforward enough, doesn't it? Dinosaurs, mammoths, ancient creatures, it all blurs together in our imaginations. Yet here's where the trick lies. Most people instinctively leap for Stegosaurus, picturing great dinosaurs roaming side by side. But in truth, only the velociraptor lived in the same era as the T-Rex. Stegosaurus was long gone, by tens of millions of years. And mammoths, well, they arrived much, much later. And that's the genius of the question. It preys on what we think we know. Why does a question like this trip up 95% of people? It's because our minds create shortcuts. We bundle history, we blur timelines, and we rely on what feels right rather than what's accurate. Isn't that just like life itself? How often do we make decisions on instinct, only to realize later that the truth was more nuanced? Darragh's tricky quiz question is more than trivia. It's a little parable about slowing down, challenging assumptions, and daring to think differently. And that's exactly why it resonates, especially with us watching at home, because it's proof that even the cleverest can be caught out by the simplest of traps. What's most inspiring, though, isn't the answer, it's the reminder that knowledge isn't about remembering endless facts. It's about curiosity, questioning, and learning every day. For those of us who grew up in a world before Google, we know the thrill of leafing through an encyclopedia or watching a classic David Attenborough documentary, searching for answers. Darragh's question brings back that feeling, the excitement of real discovery, of pausing to say, wait a minute, what if I'm wrong? And in that moment, we're all chasers ourselves, hunting down the truth one question at a time. So, let me leave you with this thought. If one question about dinosaurs and mammoths can trip up almost everyone, what other facts do we carry around in our minds that might not be quite so solid? Darragh Ennis gave us more than a quiz. He gave us a challenge. To stay curious, to stay sharp, and to never stop questioning. Now, here's my question for you. Would you have answered correctly, or would you have fallen into the 95% trap? Drop your answer in the comments below, and let's see how many of us really belong in that 5% club.